But I have a question for you
Okay.
before we dive into the topic at hand today.
Okay, well, we haven't even done our intro.
That's fine. They know who we are.
What's your question?
So, it's been a few weeks now that we've made this miserable transition to the new time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, God. We had it so ass backwards.
We did have it really backwards.
We thought we were losing an hour.
But we definitely gained. Well, we should have gained one, but then Mother Nature had other ideas for us that evening. But you know how we talked about traffic collisions increase?
Yeah.
Around that time of year?
Yeah.
Both times of the year?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard a lot of people talking about, specifically on one of the main highways through this city, lots of traffic collisions.
Yeah.
In the morning hours. But I luckily don't have to take that highway to go to work anymore, so I don't know for sure. But then also, you were like 30 minutes late getting here this morning.
I was.
And dropping your hubby off at work this morning.
Yes.
Because of some traffic collisions. So I didn't know if that had been like an increase from what you guys could tell, since you guys do unfortunately have to take that highway quite a lot more than me.
I really think that it had to do with the rain, and
it did pour this morning, like a lot.
Yeah. Well, the thing is anytime he has to be at work at 8 a.m., the traffic is more crazy. Like, everybody's trying to get to work at 8 a.m. And so it's just more chaotic at that time. But when he has to be at work at 7, it's like really easy. It's really easy. But I think also with the rain, and people like to hydroplane and go into the walls on those, like, you know, those really tight turns.
Fun.
You're supposed to go 25 on. People like to go like 75 on those. And
you're talking about the highway interchanges? Or just on the highway?
Yeah, like when you go from one highway to another, and you have to do that like big loop to get over.
Yeah.
And then there's usually a bridge right there, and so there's a giant wall. Yeah, people like to like hydroplane there. And
this morning?
No, I think it was further down. Or my husband Damon, he's like, I'm pretty sure someone hydroplaned and went into that wall. And I was just like, probably, probably, because there's several right there. There's a lot of highways that like connect right there. So yeah. But I think it was just a mixture of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was interested. I've been hearing my coworkers get to work and they're like, oh my God, the traffic today. And it kind of started right around the time change. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little biased in my selective hearing.
You're highly educated on daylight savings time is what it is. And
yeah, but that can also create biases. So that's okay.
Yes, but you're like, it's kind of like you decide that you want a certain type of car, or you buy a type of car that you've never had before. I have a Chrysler. I never noticed. Did your cat just shit himself? What the? No, I heard that earlier.
He's in the litter box.
I heard that earlier too, and I was just like, I'm pretty sure one of your cats just shit or like farted.
That's
but that one was definitely a louder toot.
That's
definitely a louder toot.
Yep.
I just face bumped my mic a second ago.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I don't remember what we were talking about now, but yeah.
You drive a Chrysler. I don't really know where we were going with that, though.
But like, as soon as you get that vehicle, or you decide you want a certain vehicle, you start seeing them everywhere.
That's very true.
You see them everywhere. And so if something's in the forefront of your mind, it's like you start hearing it more, you start seeing it more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I get that. That makes sense. That's why I wanted to get it from someone who
also had it
hasn't been hyper focused. fixating on it? I guess maybe you have.
Yeah, but I'm not on the road as much as you and your friends at work, you know?
True. Yep. Got to make that trek into the office every day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well,
so today we're going to be reading Reddit stories, and I know a few of mine have Thanksgiving mentioned in them. We're just kind of going around that topic, but I think Anna might also have some off-topic things as well. Possibly.
Always.
Okay, well, that's nice.
But we're getting freakishly close to Thanksgiving now.
Freakishly.
And I'm having a Thanksgiving meal with I say one, with some of my friends from a previous life.
Friendsgiving. Yeah. Are we doing that this year? We've done it the past, 3 years?
But just with the 4 of us, because nobody else deserves us.
No.
But for real, though.
Jordan has COVID.
Oh, yeah. She can stay at home with her plague. I'm not interested in the plague this year. I had it twice last year.
Yeah. Like, they are sick.
That's what happens when you ride a plane.
Who knows?
Or just be in largely crowded public spaces.
Yeah. It's going around it's going bad. It's going around bad right now. The flu, COVID, strep, all of it is just, and like my daughter, speaking of that, my daughter took a drink out of my cup last night at the kitchen table. And usually like, you know, during the summer or like, you know, the beginning of the school year when it's not flu season, I'm like, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no, they all got their little petri dishes and they're running around with them.
That's what I was going at too, is because I was just like, do not drink out of my water. And she's like, why, Mom? And I'm like, because you are all day with the infested. You are a petri dish.
Petri dish.
And Damien looked at me like, what? And I got that from your text that you sent me once upon a time.
That's not something I ever thought I'd hear you call your kids.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, it's like, seriously, it's that time of year. And
they are, though.
Usually when they get sick, I get sick. And I'm trying to be way more careful because it just makes my body 10 times more angry. I'm like, nah, you keep it in your room. Away. I will come and bring you food and drink, and you just stay there
at the door like a prison.
Like, oh my god!
But like an old school prison, because now they have like cafeterias and things. But
yeah,
I mean, like the dungeons in the medieval times, they kind of throw your food down.
Yeah,
at least that's how it's portrayed. I don't know for realsies or not.
Are you guys doing anything with family this year?
I don't know. My mom's kind of like you in the sense of, hey, let's make plans. And she's like, oh, yeah, we got plenty of time for that. I don't know what we're doing. And then like 3 days before the day, she's like,
it's last minute.
Are we doing things? And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. You never made plans with me.
Yeah.
So you and her do the same thing to me every year. And it tests my patience every year.
Yeah, I know, because you have to plan 365 days in advance. I forget the whole like I need 5 business day notice and social security numbers of your friends. I am if I don't have 365 business days of notice, it's not happening. You know, it's funny. I'd be surprised if my mom doesn't have your social security number.
Oh, she definitely does.
Somehow.
My mom also has mine.
Do you remember when she was at the football game and I was just like, you don't have that in your filing cabinet? And she was just like, like, why would I say that in front of other people? What was it she didn't have? Whose was it?
I don't know. I was
somebody's phone number or something, address, something.
I don't know. I was talking to your child and then I just happened to hear you do the exclamation of, you don't have it in your filing cabinet? And I was like, what is happening over there?
Yeah, my mom, I don't know if she was like CIA or FBI in another life or something, but she like keeps files on people.
Maybe she is now, and she is that high in the organization that you don't even know she's in the organization.
It's just so weird. And I love her. I love her for her weird quirks, but I'm like, and she tells me, you need to keep files on things. No, Mom, I have files for my taxes and birth certificates and things like that you should have files on.
So you're telling me you don't have a file on me?
No, I don't have your social security number.
What if I die and the only thing that's left is my social security number and you can't identify me because you don't have it?
That's why they
The
do
pure
diddle records.
unamusement. My teeth aren't left. There's nothing left of me. It got really
I have-
bright outside all of a sudden, and we are washed out.
Pull the blinds.
Pull the blinds.
Do it quickly. Bright. Shine bright like a
Eagle.
I forgot about that. Oh gosh. Okay, so anyways,
That's a lot better. We don't look quite so ghostly now.
not as bad. So anyways, we have Reddit stories. Yeah. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I can do my Thanksgiving.
Go for it.
This comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to work Thanksgiving so my coworker can celebrate with her kids? I had opinions on this before I even read it. And now that I've read it,
Mm-hmm.
my opinions didn't change.
Okay, go for it. Can I hear myself? Yes, I can. Okay, go ahead.
28 female.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about myself.
I know.
I recently got engaged and hold on, there we go. When I slapped my headphones back on my head, they disheveled my glasses and I felt a bit funky.
Disheveled.
So, I, 28 female, recently got engaged and have been at my current job for a little over 2 years now. I love my job and I feel honored to do it, but one downside is that we're needed 365 days a year, and so it's common to work holidays. The general rule is that individuals who are new are the first in line to work on Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's also an informal expectation that individuals without kids will cover those shifts so parents can celebrate with their families. People at work especially seem to care about moms being at home with their children. This year, I'm scheduled to work Christmas, but I get Thanksgiving off. This is my first holiday off since I've been on the job, and I'm very excited. One of my coworkers, June, was the same hiring class as me. She's a few years older because she started grad school late and is married with 2 young kids. On Friday, she approached me and asked if I'd be willing to cover her shift on Thanksgiving so she could celebrate with her kids. I was a bit upset since I've been looking forward to celebrating with my family, fiance, and future in-laws this year. As I mentioned, I just got engaged and this is the first time our families are doing a blended holiday. I explained the situation to June, and she said her daughters deserve to have their mom with them on Thanksgiving. I suggested celebrating the holiday on a later date with her family because I wasn't going to be covering for her. June was annoyed, and I said I was breaking the informal code of the office. I spoke to my mentor about this, in parentheses. She's in her 50s and has kids, just so we can kind of get, an idea of the mentor's home life.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, got you.
And she thinks I should have agreed to cover for June so her kids could be with their mother on Thanksgiving.
Of course she does.
I
Sorry.
Tell me how you really feel. I said that the expectation isn't fair since June was the one who decided to have kids and also chose an intense line of work where she sometimes has to work holidays. Additionally, it is unfair that individuals who choose not to have children are penalized for the decision of others and are expected to always work holidays. She asked me to take a step back and realize it's not about being fair to June or me, but doing what's right for the kids who already don't get to see their mother as often as they'd like because she's serving our country. She said if I chose to have kids one day, I may think about it differently. I'm pretty clear about the fact that when I decide to have kids, I won't expect my coworkers to pay the price for that decision. I'll note that my job is certainly a public service, and the institution prides itself on doing what's best for the country rather than ourselves. I'm all right with sacrificing my time to help the general public, but also, I don't think I should be pressured into working every holiday so my coworkers can be with the kids they brought into this world. Am I the asshole? What do you think? I thought it would be interesting to hear your perspective as somebody who does have children.
I see it from both sides, but I don't think the woman that has children has the right to be like, well, I have kids, so you have to work every holiday so that I can spend it with my kids. The thing is that they're not going away, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have more years to go, and the thing is you knew what you're getting into. That, like, the woman that had the time off, she had it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they should do a switch at all. And I don't think it's right for someone to be like, well, I want to spend it with my kids. Well, yes, some people decide not to have children, or they're not ready to have children at that time or whatever. They have family that they want to spend it with as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I see it from both sides, but I don't think that the woman with children should use that to her advantage. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. I understand where she's coming from, but I don't think it's fair.
So, not the asshole.
Yeah, she's not the asshole. I don't think she is at all, because she had the time off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like she's like, oh, can you cover for me so I can have my first blended Thanksgiving. No, it's, I had my time off, and this woman wants to take my time off to spend time with her family.
So if it was flipped, if the roles were flipped and the original poster had been scheduled to work Thanksgiving, and then the woman, June, with the children did not have that day scheduled, and she asked to switch so she could spend time with her blended family for the first holiday, you know, do you think the response would have been the same if June would have denied her and said, no, I want to spend time with my kids? Do you think the response from the mentor would have been the same of, well, you should let her go spend time with her blended family?
Absolutely not. I think she was being biased. I mean, if the rule, okay, I think if you have your time off, you have your time off. Like, that's how it should stay. And if you wanted that time off, you should have figured that out ahead of time.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know what I'm
there's certain
saying?
situations where you just can't.
Yeah, but that's like emergencies, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like a holiday, you know that you're going to have something going on. You have kids. Ask off. Don't try and take someone else's time off.
I mean, like, I don't think that being able to get off holidays is a possibility for a lot of these industries, because if you are in a service industry, you have to be there. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, it doesn't matter. The world keeps moving and you
Yeah.
are needed in that position.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
So yeah, it's not always easy to get off, especially in those fields.
But you chose that field. You
Exactly.
understand that this is not a 9 to 5. This is a 24-hour type of 24/7 type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you went to school and made that your profession. Like,
She went to grad school. So
Yeah.
she invested time in that.
right. Just because you are a mother does not give you the right to say, no, I'm going to spend time with my family.
Precisely.
That's just my thought.
Precisely.
I'm not even spending Thanksgiving with my kids this year. They're going to have it with their dads.
Yeah.
With their dad. And I'm going to go to my in-laws, and that's fine. That's okay.
Some kid-free time. You know, that's okay. To
Yeah.
have a bit of a brain break.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I was working at like Stage,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to work Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And when I worked at Target and Ross, I had to work Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they had to stay with like my aunt at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You do
Yeah.
what you got to do.
My whole issue with that is that they are telling the hidden message in this. They're insinuating that this woman's family is more important because she has young children at home versus somebody who doesn't, who just has a fiance. They
Your
just have
kids
in-laws.
will be fine. They are resilient creatures. They're not going to be butthurt. They're going to be
Mhm.
happy as long as you take their offering they made from at school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're weird like rock and popsicle thing that's glued together and really sticky, even though it's dried and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, or they're like turkey hands. You remember you trace out your hand and you
My
make a
mom still
turkey
has
out of
those.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. As long as you take their offering and you offering, as long as you take their offering that they created, they're
Mhm.
gonna be happy.
Yeah.
You know, like that's it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the comments, I'm just going to save everybody the same answers from the comments. But pretty much everyone, there's always going to be outliers and there's always going to be people who decide to get butt hurt, but
Oh, settle down, Karen.
settle down. But for the most part, everyone pretty well agreed that she's not the asshole.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Like I don't have a whole lot of emphasis on holidays, and I'm like, I don't know. The people that I spend time with them every part of the year, not just the
Right.
holidays.
Right.
Which I very much so understand that for a lot of people, the holidays are something extra special. So, me personally, when I had jobs, I mean, I still work like the lesser holidays, like Labor Day. I worked the other day on Veterans Day. Like those kind of holidays, like we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day off.
Right.
But I do understand that for a lot of families, those are like the big three holidays. So when I had jobs where I did have to work the big three, I usually would take it because not only do you get that PTO, but also I helped to allow people to go spend time with their families because I do understand that that's a big deal for a lot of people, just not necessarily for me.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a very different view on holidays.
I do, except for Halloween because spooky time is the best time.
You know, it's funny. Emily's best friend's mom that is the only holiday she asks off for
Halloween.
is Halloween.
I love
Yeah, she loves Halloween. And she's a nurse. Like she's an
Oh, yeah.
overnight
You
nurse.
work all the time, no matter what.
Ye-
Public service at its finest.
Yeah, so she's an overnight nurse and they know her. They're like, we're going to make sure that you have that off because that is the only holiday she asks off for. And that is
Yep.
one day. That is not like I have to travel go see family for like a whole weekend thing.
You just want to be spooky in your house for like a day, especially
Right.
because she works nights and Halloween is a night holiday.
Yes.
So yeah, yep, I get that.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's see. Okay. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do. Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Would I be, it's on Am I the Asshole? Posted a year ago.
Ooh.
Would I be the asshole if I didn't invite my parents, poly parents, to Thanksgiving?
Quick question before
They're
we get
poly
started.
partners, sorry.
What is a poly parent?
Poly partners.
What is a poly partner? Are we talking about like polyamorous kind of?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more.
Okay. Here we go. My girlfriend and I moved into our new apartment this spring, and it's the first time we've had a place big enough to comfortably host Thanksgiving for our family. Us, my parents, and my two sisters. It's a fun little milestone, and we were looking forward to going all out this year. The issue is my parents' relationship. For almost 2 years now, they've been in a poly relationship with another married couple. They're very serious about the relationship, and the other people actually moved in 3 months ago. They stay in my sister's former room. The thing is, it makes us and my sisters uncomfortable. They don't do anything lewd in front of us, but it's just weird watching the four of them be all lovey-dovey with each other. My younger sister, in parentheses, not the one whose room got taken, even moved out earlier than she planned because once they moved in, it was uncomfortable. On top of all that, we have a practical reason we don't really have the space for 2 more guests. 5 is cozy, but 7 will mean someone's going to have to bring a chair with them, and someone might have to eat in the kitchen. It's just easier if their other partners don't come. That's it.
Oh, that's it. I think my biggest question then, which I think you've probably already answered based on the fact that this individual's already writing the post in the first place. I'm guessing they don't really have a relationship with the second half of their parents' relationship. Like the extra partners.
Yeah.
So see, this goes back to what we were just talking about. And a lot of people hold these holidays in such a high regard, and a lot of people also only want to have it with people that they really care about. You know, people that they actually spend time with and the people they enjoy the company of. And I think that if asked in a respectful way, because you can always throw things out of proportion, but if you ask it in a respectful way and explain the situation of I don't feel comfortable with them being here, that's y'all's personal life. This is not a choice that I decided to make, but you're my parents and I still love you and I still want you here. I just don't want the other half of your personal life here.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like that's an unreasonable request.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I think that they should, like, I feel like they shouldn't even have to bring up the fact that they don't have a lot of room. Like, they should be able to just be like, hey, we're all not comfortable with this, and we respect what you're doing and that you guys are happy, but we would really just appreciate it if it was just you guys, because we're not comfortable with the situation, but we're happy that you're happy. Just please don't bring it to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't feel like if their parents are paying attention to what's going on, I don't even feel like that's a conversation that really needs to be had.
No,
because their
they should
youngest
know.
moved out
Yeah.
early because of this. So I feel like this shouldn't now even pass the realm of you guys are invited, but we'd appreciate it if you left your other halves at home.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have to go past that.
Yeah, like I feel like the other halves have in-laws and family that they could go to. And if they don't because of what they're doing, then they should, spend time with each other and be thankful together, because they don't need all that negativity in their life. And it's not their fault that their partner's children are not comfortable. It's just how it is.
And again, as long as everybody is being respectful, I don't think that that's a problem. But now, if the kids are going to come at the parents and be like, I don't want your hose here, like, that's rude.
Yeah, that's
rude as hell.
uncalled for. Then again, if you don't agree with what your parents are doing, you be respectful about that too, because they're adults and they
have their own lives.
Yeah, they have their own lives, and you aren't their parent.
You were a means of sustaining the species.
If you don't turn the AC on, I'm gonna hurt you.
The AC's on, not my fault that you're cold.
Turn it off.
No can do.
Feel my fingies.
You do feel how warm I am, right?
Yes. It's making my bones hurt worse.
Unbone yourself.
Anna.
Where were we?
You look so pissed.
It's not easy getting in and out of this situation. There's too many cords, and the chair rolls but not enough, and then I have to get my feet pushed back up underneath me, and it's just a thing.
It's okay.
And this is the second time I've gotten up in this episode, and we are only 40 minutes in.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stop being cold.
Oh my god. Okay. But that's it. That's it on this one. Unless you have any other thoughts.
No, I mean, I think we really covered all of my concerns with that. Just, you need to be respectful like you would be with anybody else. They are your parents, so there's kind of a bit of a weird thing.
I agree that it was kind of weird, yeah.
Vibe with that. But it would be like any other two random adults in this world who have decided to become a quadruple.
Yeah.
Just because they're your parents doesn't mean they don't have the right to enjoy their lives the way that they want to. So,
and honestly, like, it can take you time to accept such things and be comfortable with, or not be comfortable with, and be respectful about it. I 100% understand that.
As long as all parties in the relationship are consenting to the relationship, then I see no issue with it. But the point is, consent must be had.
Yeah. But you don't have to drag your children into it.
Precisely.
So there's boundaries. If you're respectful and you set your boundaries, I think that it's going to be fine. So I don't think you're the a-hole here.
That would be like the kids getting in a quadruple and then dragging the parents into it. Like,
yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no dragon. Okay, you got another one?
Well, kinda. I also closed everything out of my phone because I don't know how to be an efficient adult.
Now it's dark.
I know. I don't know. The weather's not cooperating with us today. Like, we've got some mad clouds moving through the atmosphere
Here, let me
over
turn the
here.
light back on.
Ah, now I got my demon eyes again.
Oh, yeah. Show me your demon eyes. Okay, go for it, girl.
Okay. So, I've told you in the past, I really like the Ask Reddit subreddit because I just think it's hilarious to read what some people have to say about things. And some of the questions that get asked are just wild to me. Okay. So
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to give you the option between 3 things. Okay. And
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to let you tell me what we're going to do.
Okay. I like this.
But I'm not going to give you the answer. So you're going to have to decipher it.
Okay.
Do we want horrendous crimes committed against humanity? Do we want absolutely repulsive things that have been done with minors involved? Don't worry, none of this is a trigger warning, I promise. Or do we want thought bubbles that just float around that everyone's curious on?
Let's do the crimes against humanity. Oh God, the grin on your face.
Excellent.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so this comes from the gaming subreddit.
Oh no.
And the question is, what are the most terrible crimes against humanity you have performed in a video game that you are actually proud of?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
So the person who posted this said that theirs is beating Plague Inc. with all those pathogens. So I don't know if you're familiar with Plague Inc. I have it on my Steam library, and I used to play the heck out of it, but then my laptop stopped running games correctly.
Right.
But now that I have a computer that functions properly, I will definitely start playing it again.
Okay.
But it's exactly what it sounds like. You have some type of virus, bacteria, some sort of pathogen that you send out into the world, and you try to murder the entire world before they're able to find a cure for it. So it's a strategy game.
Okay.
Okay? It's fun. I love it. So that's what that is. Murdering the entire world with a pathogen. I would say that's horrific because imagine somebody doing that for realsies. You know, that's I forgot the name of it all of a sudden. Biowarfare or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's horrifying to think about.
Yeah, that is.
So do you have one where you have just like committed crimes against humanity in any of your gameplay?
No. I've sacrificed goats.
I was going to say, I'd beg to differ. All the times that we've played Devourer,
Yeah, but that's not humanity. It's not people.
it could be if Azazel got away from us.
Yeah, so I feel
It
like
could be.
Devour would be the closest thing.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we'd be exorcising them ghosts.
Yeah, because what did we do? It was just goats. And then
Yeah.
the other level we just had eggs.
Like spider eggs that we burned.
Spider eggs, yeah.
And then all these new maps we haven't been able to play because my computer crapped itself. And We
Yeah.
haven't played since I got my new setup.
Yeah, we really need to. But yeah, that sacrificing goats.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game though because it's I don't know why I enjoy it so much.
It's just it's
And like
high
you hear
pace.
it cry every
Yes,
time.
yes.
Oh my gosh, you put it like in the middle of like you put it in like this like a hollow bowl in the middle of the like
The sacrificial chamber.
yeah. What was the other one? I feel like there was another one that
That one was set in like a Japanese bathhouse style, with the one with the spiders.
yeah.
And we had to
We had to wash the eggs
in the hot springs.
and then we went and didn't we take it to the cave?
And then no, then we took it to the altars
The
because there
altars.
were altars placed around, and we had to wash the egg to get the ruin that was on it, and then we placed the ruin on the appropriate altars somewhere in the map. It's been so long, I had a hard time remembering that.
Yeah. I feel like there was another one that we played though.
We started playing the asylum map,
Oh yeah.
but my computer could not handle it. And then the other person that we were playing with at the time, her
Mhm.
computer just like crapped the bed before it even loaded her into the game. So we just
it was
really
so
struggled.
funny. Like because like it was so bad. Like she was like
Yeah, she was like doing that like NPC, like walking into nothingness. It was rough.
we're like, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. I'm not even in there yet. I'm like, we can see you. You're walking in one place and it's really creepy.
You're like you're reverse moonwalking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some comments now. We can get into other people's crimes against humanity.
Okay.
I grouped up with a bunch of cannibals on Namalsk. It's Daisy. And we ate everyone we crossed paths with and used their glow sticks to make an area look like a rave, which just drew more people to us. We made masks from their skulls and spears from their bones. Some joined us, some got eaten. I've never laughed so hard at the shenanigans.
Oh my
then-
gosh. That's insane.
There's a
That is a
comment.
whole different level.
Yes. Yeah, right?
What is that game?
I'm assuming it's a zombie game, just based on what I'm reading on this. DayZ also seems like it's like day and then the letter Z.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's a zombie game. Building death parks in Roller Coaster Tycoon was always fun. Unfinished roller coasters that launched people into the ground, picking people up and trapping them in water, etc. So there's a
That's like Final Destination.
right. There's a YouTuber I really like to watch. He does mostly life sim games, which I don't know. I just find them to be very relaxing, but he also does some that are a little weird, which I just love. Right now he's playing the new Planet Coaster game. And right before you got here, I was watching his latest episode, and he was building his own roller coaster like from scratch. Like he wasn't using a pre-designed one. He was building his own. And that happened. He
Oh
was
my
like trying to
gosh.
test to make sure that the seats that you sit on the roller coaster would go all the way up the incline that he had made, but he hadn't finished it, so they just launched off into the distance. And it was
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny.
That's funny. Oh.
Original Fable, The Lost Chapters. I'm guessing that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Sounds like a game name. After finishing the game, finding everything, I killed every single person in the world. My horns were huge, and a blood trail followed me, left hanging in the air.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that just reminded
He's
me.
so proud of himself. My horns are so big.
That just reminded me. There was a period of time that I played the heck out of Skyrim. Okay.
Yes.
So you can have companions that you pay to follow you on Skyrim. Some of them have moral compasses and don't agree with certain things and will like attack you if you use like dark magic or something like that. Some of them don't care. I happened to find one who didn't care. And I didn't realize he didn't care until he helped me murder the entire town that he was from.
Oh my gosh.
So I have an issue with NPCs saying rude ass things to me that were just completely uncalled for. So I hit them,
That's hilarious.
right? I was leaving a bar. The very bar that I recruited him in. His name is Vorstog, for anyone who
Plays
is
Skyrim.
familiar with Skyrim. Me and Vorstog go way back. We conquered the entire world together. So I go in there and I recruit him. And on my way out, he's like, I will follow you, or whatever his thing was that he said on there. As I'm leaving, the bartender said some backhanded comment about like being slow or whatever. I don't remember what they said. I just remember that it didn't tickle my funny bone the way it should have.
Right.
So I drew my sword.
Oh no.
Well, they called the guards on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I also didn't realize I had a bounty because I stole things, maybe not in complete secrecy.
Oh no.
So the guards came rushing in
Oh yeah.
and told me that I can either come peacefully or they'll cut me down. And I said, bet.
But fight me.
And me and Vorstog murdered every single guard in that town before we left. And then we carried on our merry way. And because we murdered everybody, our bounty went away. So I forgot that had happened. If Robert listens to this, he's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember her doing that. I was just murdering guards for like 45 minutes that day.
That's insane. That's awesome though.
I'm also not super familiar with the Super Mario games, but apparently somebody threw a baby penguin off the cliff and laughed about it. I can see how that'd be a crime against humanity for realsies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Okay, well, I had a really good comment in here that I should have saved. I should know better by now, but I didn't. So I'm just going to end with this comment because this really reminds me of what I just told you I did in Skyrim. This person says, I loved drowning guests in Roller Coaster Tycoon whenever they had the audacity to criticize my park. That's me. That's very much so me.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't like it? Well, have death instead.
talk shit, get hit.
Talk shit, get hit.
Oh gosh. I have to pee. I'm sorry.
Do you have any idea how much time it's going to take me to edit this video?
I'm sorry. Send it to me. I'll edit it. I really have to go. Ow! I hit it on my head. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You're ready.
Ready.
You're ready. The raid. The Reddit. Okay. This is from Am I the Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
It was posted 227 days ago.
227.
Am I the asshole for refusing to donate my kidney to my dying sister because she got with my high school bully? Do I need to repeat that? I feel like I just jumbled that all up.
No. I understood. I'm just kind of wondering, like, if we are really holding grudges that hard, or if the sister is a monster.
We'll see.
We'll find out.
Okay. This is a throwaway account.
probably so. Makes sense.
because there's lots of personal information and all names are changed.
Cool.
I'm a 35-year-old gay man. When I was in high school, I was bullied severely, not several, severely by Darren. I won't go into the details, but it was really bad, past the point of typical high school douchebaggery.
Mm-hmm.
In my sophomore year, I made the mistake of coming out to one of my friends who promptly spread this information around the school. Before this, Darren had targeted me for being unathletic and wearing glasses, and had done this to me with a couple of other kids as well. But after I had outed, I'm sorry, this is all jumbled up. But after I was outed, it was only me, and only because of my sexuality. I think what he was saying is that he was made fun of for the way that he looked,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't athletic. And Darren and a couple of his buddies
Mm-hmm.
were targeting him, and then it just turned into the fact that he was gay.
I'm kind of wondering what Darren was going through and if Darren is actually secretly gay. And he just can't admit that to himself.
I don't know. After high school, I moved away for college. I made friends, even got a boyfriend, and pretty much forgot about Darren until one Thanksgiving, my sister Ellie brought home her boyfriend, Darren.
And it was...
No joke. The first thing he said when he saw me was, "Damn, Ellie, you didn't tell me your brother's a fag."
Absolutely not. Get that man out of my... Not the asshole. I've already made my choice. Not the asshole.
Ellie laughed. His sister.
His sister's a piece of shit.
And his dad.
Well, we knew his dad was a piece of shit.
I was kind of stunned, but I didn't yell or start a fight. I just got up and walked out.
Good for him.
After that fact, my family had tried to play it off as Darren was joking because he was nervous meeting the family.
You don't joke with words like that.
No, you don't. And they told me that he and Ellie were serious, so I had to get over it. I just told them all that I wouldn't be attending any event where Darren was. In private, I told Ellie that I felt hurt that she'd date Darren, knowing that what he had done to me. She basically called me too sensitive and told me she has the right to date who she likes, which, yeah, she does. Since then, I've been putting distance between myself and my family, who seems to have readily accepted Darren into the fold. Recently, my mom reached out to me that Ellie was in the hospital and needed a kidney transplant.
Not my problem, Mom. You give her one of yours.
The rest of the family had been tested and none could donate. And my mom wanted me to get tested because I'm her full brother with a high likelihood of a match. The thing is, after all these years, Ellie is basically a stranger to me. If I were to do this, I'd have to drive 3 states back to my hometown, miss who knows how many days from work, and give up a piece of my flesh. All for the woman who dated and eventually married the guy who made my high school days a living hell. I told my mom that I wouldn't get tested, and she freaked out at me over the phone. I quickly hung up on her, but before I did, I heard her call me vindictive and a monster for refusing to save my sister's life. I admit I feel guilty about it. That's it.
I am angry for this man right now. And you know, you'd like to think that somebody just made that up.
Yeah.
And you never know. Maybe they did. You can't trust things on the internet too well. But I also know all too well there are people in my life who have been treated like that by their family.
Yeah.
So it is very, very, very possible. And that makes me very, very upset for that man.
Yeah. 100%.
Not the asshole. I stand by my original statement.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like you don't owe anything
No.
to her. And it's not just because she married him, it's
Mhm.
because she also allows his behavior to continue.
She actively berates you and then expects you to drop everything and literally give her an organ.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm still mad about the first comment when Darren came back into the picture.
Yeah. Like that's my point is like she allows that behavior still. And
If that,
so is his entire family. Like that's not like, okay, sorry, but no, I'm not gonna donate a piece of me to someone who allows someone to treat me so awfully, and I don't need that reminder every time I feel a hole in my body.
but see, going back to the part that I'm hung up on, the original comment. If that happened to me and my partner that I brought home to meet the family said that, first of all, they're getting called out immediately. And if they don't immediately backtrack and apologize for being off the wall and disrespectful and disgusting,
Then
then
you're
they're
out.
going to get out. They're going to be invited to get out of my house immediately. Oh, you didn't drive? Sorry, boo boo. Figure out how to get home with all that rage in your heart.
Yeah.
Not my problem anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't
that was not
understand.
handled appropriately from the
Absolutely
beginning.
not. Absolutely not.
And also, you can't tell me that you didn't know that that was your brother's bully.
Yeah, there's no way.
Like you didn't talk to each other. You didn't talk about your family. You didn't talk about where your brother is in life.
Oh yeah, because things are getting serious.
They got married. They should know.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's not a
the parent. Remember, the parent said that he needs to get over it because they're serious. Like they should have known.
okay. Well, your kid's been serious about being gay since at least high school when he came out to his friend, and we're not being supportive of him.
Yeah, like, and you should respect his boundaries. He said he doesn't want to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
So respect his boundaries and don't ask so much of him when he has been pretty much outcasted in his home.
See, I can't even get to how backwards it is that they even called him in the first place to ask for that donation. I can't even get to that part because I'm still so hung up on the fact that his family treated him like this.
Yeah.
And then when he just, from what it sounds like anyway, from the story that we got, it sounds like he very respectfully was just like, I'm not doing this. And then all of a sudden, he's vindictive and he's immature. Like, I can't even get to the organ donation part because they were just so ugly to him
Yeah.
leading up to it. And then they just didn't talk for years and suddenly, randomly, out of the blue, called up and was like, hey, your sister needs a kidney. Get over here. Like, dude has a life now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got things going on. He's at least 3 states away. Like, maybe if we wanted to mend relationships, we should have done this before her kidneys failed. So then you could have taken advantage of him later on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If my mom called me up and was like, your older brother needs a kidney,
Absolutely not.
I would be like,
I'd kidnap you.
I would be like,
Sorry about you.
What? No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I would be baffled.
Mm-hmm.
100% baffled. Like like if you ask, like if she called me
Mm-hmm.
and asked me that, I would be like, this is
This
the
is
last
real.
straw.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I can't believe, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and so I completely understand. He's not the asshole. Like, I completely
Mm-mm.
understand.
No. I hope that that man finds his peace and his happiness in the world, and he doesn't let his family's shenanigans hurt him, because he's been through enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like his boundaries are
He's
very
got
strong,
good boundaries. Yes.
and he's
He
holding
respects
to it.
himself. Yes.
And yeah, of course, he's gonna feel a little bad because his sister might die, but like, at least he'll be at the funeral.
What did she do for him?
Yeah,
Just because you're born into the family doesn't mean they deserve your respect.
100%.
It goes both ways. If you can't be kind and supportive and welcoming of your family members, do not expect the same from them.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
Do you have another story?
I'm just angry now. I do not.
You don't? Oh my gosh.
No, I only had a couple. Madam,
Oh
I
my
work a full-time
gosh.
job.
Aw. It's okay. I've got some good ones.
I am ultra busy. I did good to get my all my research done. So,
Yes. Okay, here is another Am I the A-hole? This is posted 355 days ago. So,
55.
yes. Am I the a-hole for pointing out that my mom doesn't have custody of us while sitting at the Thanksgiving table?
Carry on.
The title makes me sound like I ruined the day on purpose, but I promise I didn't. I just didn't know how else to put it, I guess. Anyways, me, 17 male, and my little brother, James, 9 male, live with our older sister, Eva, 26 female. James and I were removed from our mom when I was 10, and Eva did everything she could to keep my brother and I out of the system. I think it was because she was worried we'd be separated, and I know she was in foster care for a little bit when she was younger too, so I guess that was another reason she didn't want us to go in. She has guardianship of us now, and the adoption process is already going through. Sorry, I got a notification.
I'm already on the not the asshole train. The fact that these kids have been no strangers to foster care tells me that they have not had a good home life.
Yeah. So today, when we today when we were having a family dinner at a relative's house, and some people from our mom's side of the family, aunt, uncles, cousins, etc., were there with us. My aunt ended up making kind of a big deal out of the fact that Eva had me and James help with some of the prep for dinner. She ended up saying something like, "You shouldn't be bossing them around. They're not your kids and you're not their mother." Before anyone could respond, I said, "Well, we haven't been your sister's kids for like we haven't been your sister's kids for like 7 years now. So who do you think was doing her job instead?"
Ooh, that teenage angst came out. Love that.
It did.
Love that.
It came out thick and wild.
thick and wild.
My aunt got mad, and then eventually everyone was arguing. So dinner was ruined. A few of my cousins even texted me afterwards and said so. And pretty much everyone ended up going home. Ava told me that it was not my responsibility to defend her. Then she said that she was sorry for the situation with our aunt. I feel bad because I made Eva feel bad, and because, according to most of our family, I ruined the occasion with what I said. They think that it wasn't the place or time for me to bring up my mother's situation, even if it was just a response to what my aunt was saying. I didn't mean to ruin dinner or anything, but I was out of line, and then if I was out of line, then I'll apologize. I'm just posting because I want to get some unbiased perspectives if I could talk, perspectives from other people.
Not the asshole. Also wasn't the time and place for the aunt to step up and say, it's not your place to boss them around. Who are they supposed to listen to then?
Yeah.
They are children. Well, the one almost isn't, but the other one, they are children.
Yeah.
And it's not like she was telling them to like go outside and do 20 jumping jacks in like the sleet or something like that. She was asking them to help prep dinner.
Yeah.
It was a very reasonable request.
Yes.
Especially when their family is the one making the dinner.
Yes.
So it wasn't
I think
okay.
Aunt was just being a Karen and being snarky because
and she wasn't
her
prepared
sister.
for the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. So there's an ETA posted.
Okay.
I saw a few people ask why no one in my mom's family helped my sister out when she was 19 and suddenly responsible for 2 kids. And honestly, I don't know. Even when Ava was a kid and she was taken from our mom temporarily, our relatives were given the option to keep her out of foster home and let her stay with them, but none of them took her.
Oh, but Auntie thinks she can pipe off now.
Yup.
You lost your opportunity to have an opinion when you didn't take the kid when they needed help.
Yeah. 100%. Not the a-hole. And it was deemed not the a-hole on here too.
Yeah, I don't understand how people can be so dysfunctional. Like, just communicate. Just have open communication and be respectful enough to listen to people and form responses, not reactions. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do. I just don't talk to people that respond like that. Like, if you can't take the time to listen and form coherent responses to my concerns, then I'm not going to do that for you.
Yeah.
You know? And by saying that, I mean, like, the aunt and the family don't have the right to say things like that. And for one, not expect this angsty teenager to respond at all, let alone in a respectful way, because this kid's been through a lot.
Yeah. Like, let alone Ava, who's taking care of her siblings at 26 years old. They've been with her for 7 years.
Yeah.
So since she was 19 years old, she took on a lot because she didn't want her siblings to go through what she did in the foster system, because her auntie would let her rot in the system. So she was like, oh, I guess I'm going to take my little brothers because everybody else doesn't give a shit. At 19.
That's a lot of responsibility for a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, legally you're an adult, but honestly, did we feel like adults when we were 19?
No.
We were still acting a fool.
Oh gosh, absolutely.
And she had to step up and be a mom.
So of course she's going to be over here and be like, okay, let's, mix the green beans and let's pull this out of the oven and let's set the table. Like, she has been in that role and is in the process of adopting them as her children.
That's crazy.
of course she's going to be the one that is running traffic, and they obviously love her and respect her. So, Auntie Shush.
Auntie Shush. Same thing with all these cousins that be texting after the fact, being like, you ruined dinner. Nah, bro, you ruined dinner by not knowing how to have a respectful conversation.
Yeah.
And just get over it.
Yeah.
And eat dinner as a semi-functioning family.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. Well, the thing is their parents are probably, just in their ears too, and they're just going along with it. I mean, obviously their parents raised them, and they were too good to raise these kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like all of these today have just come from the fact that people can't communicate.
yeah. Well, okay, they can't communicate, or they can't communicate properly.
Well,
Like they're just ready to throw hands. Like they don't even care.
Mm-hmm. It's a lack of emotional intelligence.
Absolutely. Or they just enjoy the angst.
That's a lack of emotional intelligence. You're telling me you'd rather be addicted to the way it feels to be angry than addicted to the way it feels to be happy?
It sounds like somebody I know.
Again, lack of emotional intelligence.
I don't know.
Say it from the mountaintops. Lack of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by that, I mean, like, you're not able to have an emotion, feel the emotion, and address it appropriately. So in that situation, the aunt, for whatever reason, feels attacked.
Yeah.
Even though it's literally none of her business, she feels attacked. And instead of being able to process the fact that she was upset by this interaction she watched and have a full-fledged response to that of, hey, they're kids. Like, do you want me to help you out? Like, maybe telling the 17-year-old, like, do you want to go play and enjoy being a kid so I can help Eva out? Like, that would have been an appropriate way to handle that. But instead, she went off the hook because of her lack of emotional intelligence.
Okay. And I get what you're saying.
And verbally attacked the kid.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
And that's all of it can be explained because people don't know how to process emotions.
Yeah. But I'm saying some people have the intelligence. They just plan and plot and
Diabolical.
yeah.
If you can go off the handle though and you lose control of your emotions like some people do, that is a lack of emotional intelligence. And I will say it again, don't you dare make me say it again. If you cannot control your emotions anymore, you're lacking. But if you can be in complete control of your emotions and you're methodical and you're thought out,
and you decide to be a shithead,
that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
But for those certain people that we're talking about in our
from
inside
today,
jokes,
yes,
and in those,
yes,
lack of emotional intelligence. I'll stop saying it now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think
But
that's all we have for today. I really hope everybody's Thanksgiving turns out to be
wonderful,
really fantastic,
fantastical,
and not full of miscommunications or bad communication.
It probably will though, because what happens when you get family members together that haven't seen each other for 330 days?
But why aren't you seeing them that often? If like,
Madam, this is 2024. Families don't live in the same 50 square miles anymore.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't see my family for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or I don't see them very often. I see them maybe like 2-3 times a year, which
Well, yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with, but I
Yeah.
see my in-laws so much more than everybody else. And I
But
mean,
they live close.
they're like 20 minutes closer than my parents.
Exactly. They live close. So it's easy to get to them. Versus what if they lived in, I don't know, Utah?
Oh, my other in-laws. Yeah, we haven't seen them in a very long time.
Yeah, because they live many, many states away. I guess maybe not that many, but they live many states away.
Yes.
So it's just more difficult to get together with them. But for big
Yeah.
occasions like the unitation of two families by marriage, they showed up
Yeah, I haven't
know,
seen them since then.
because it's a special occasion. But
Yeah.
because they live so stinking far away, it's difficult to get together with them. So,
Yeah.
Families that live so far away from each other, they only see each other during the holidays. And sometimes family drama arises.
Yeah, sometimes. But it's really
I don't really know why I got off on that tangent just then, but
it's funny at my in-laws, like things are really chill in the past couple of years, like with all the kids getting older. It's just more chill, which is really nice.
Yep.
But then extended family comes.
Oh no.
And like it's still okay, but
Mhm.
like my sister-in-laws, they graduated.
Oh yeah. I
And
remember.
yeah, they graduated in May, and we had a graduation party, and a family member we haven't seen in like several years came. And it was just like, but like the place is so big and there's so many people that come to these
Oh,
things.
excuse me.
It was fine, but it was like weird at the same time. When you are in that space, like you just smile. You're just like, hi. And they're like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. How are you? And they're like, good. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go do something.
Okay, great. See you in like 30 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't want to light any fuses on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think that she would be coming to
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving or anything.
Yeah.
But like,
Probably not.
other than that, things have been super chill and it's been really nice. And, like you said, you might have last minute plans.
Potentially.
And then we're supposed to do something, but we don't know when,
We should
how.
talk about Friendsgiving.
Yeah, we should.
We can literally just order a pizza and just sit in silence and look at each other and eat pizza.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
We
I think
should
so.
do that.
Yes.
Yes.
My stomach for some reason is getting all the bubblies and I keep hiccuping and I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay. I've got bubblies too.
Yeah, but your bubblies are lower down.
No. Okay,
Well,
guys.
Hopefully your Thanksgiving is better than what
the
we've
people
talked
we
about.
just read.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as always, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a wondrous time. And I think the next time we see you is gonna be Thanksgiving Day. We're gonna have a Thanksgiving themed episode, but it's gonna be released on our normal scheduled day, which just, happens to be Thanksgiving. So we will see you guys on the big day o' feasts. Anam.
Bye.
Bye.